So hello and good morning. It is a Monday morning on my side, and Mondays are something that I want to talk about because I think, unfortunately, in our wider environment, a lot of people will look at Mondays and be like, oh God, it's back to work, it's heavy, it's annoying, it's draining, it's this and it's that. And that obviously isn't really very helpful. For me, on the other side, I come into Mondays with a level of excitement, a level of lightness. Obviously, I've rested over the weekend, and excitement and curiosity for what the week is going to, or what's going to unfold in the week ahead. And as I was going for a walk this morning and I was thinking, I was like, I actually really want to share into this point a lot, because I think our internal state reflects itself in our external worlds. And if we're going into a week being like, oh God, another week ahead, what's in store now? You're going to be looking at things pessimistically, and you're probably going to create more issues for yourselves. Whereas coming into a week with a level of lightness, a level of excitement, a level of curiosity for what might unfold is no doubt going to put you in a positive or a more positive frame of mind. And with that, I really believe that things positively unfold. So if you're feeling a little bit out of sorts, and this could be on a Monday or this could be on any other day of the week, I want to share some simple practices that I use myself. They really, really help me. And look, some of them you might think, Jesus, that's a bit odd. Others you might be like, oh, that's useful. I can take that in. I can integrate that in. So here goes. The very first thing I've found myself doing in the mornings is waking up and sitting in meditation straight away. And it actually comes quite naturally. The first time I did it, it felt a little bit odd, but I haven't missed a day since because it feels so good. So I'm literally lying in bed, I wake up, and I just grab my covers and I sit up in meditation. For some reason, I find I meditate a hell of a lot better when I'm sitting versus when I'm lying down. And first thing in the morning as you can wake up, it can be a little bit like difficult to make the best use of the meditation. So I find I've kind of created a couple of little mental exercises that help prime me. So the first thing is that I just take these slow breaths in through my nose and then kind of like breathe natural big breaths out through my mouth. And that starts to kind of tune my energy. Then I think of 3 things that I was grateful for on the day past. And that sometimes just with the foggy head on me takes a little bit of time, but as I go through them, I notice a smile starts to naturally come on my face. And then from that point, I just think about, what am I excited for in the day ahead? And that starts to change my energy. And then I think of, what am I curious? What possibly could unfold over the week ahead? And that, by the time I'm kind of through those exercises, that completely shifts my energy, my energetic state. There's a great saying about meditation. They say everybody should meditate for 20 minutes a day. And if you don't have 20 minutes a day, you should do it for an hour. Why? Because it saves you time. And I really believe that well, if you go into the day feeling out of sorts, you're going to create problems for yourself. But if you come into it with a level of gratitude in your system, a level of excitement and curiosity, I think the days just flow so much more positively. So that's like exercise number 1. And that really has me feeling good. Second thing, kind of an obvious one, an odd one, but I drink the guts of a liter of water pretty much straight away. And this came from one of my friends, Matt Rundle, who's a hormonal expert. And he just talked about the amount of water we lose in our sleep and how we wake up quite dehydrated. But drinking a lot of water, literally as you wake up, can really just bring a lot of energy to you, which I find fantastic. I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of you make your bed, immediately speaking, every day. And it's nice just to have something done already that sets you up for a nice evening ahead. As in, coming to your bed in the evenings and it's made is such a nicer experience than when it's all messy and everything like that. I shower And I find like showering straight away just washes off a lot of that fatigued energy and energizes you up. I think we all have that feeling when we come out of a shower, we feel energized. But one thing I'm a big fan of is finishing with a cold shower. And it's challenging. It is hard, but it gives me a feeling of like being in my power. Like I've taken on a little challenge at the very start of the day, and I feel good. And that makes such a difference. Next one is a bit of an odd one, right? I don't know about yourselves, but in COVID, I kind of got lost for a little while, just literally working in tracksuits. And I have found more recently that I enjoy dressing myself up in the mornings. And for whatever it seems to do, it just puts me in my big boy boots. I don't know how I could do justice to describing the effect that it has, but I just actually feel better primed for good work when I'm dressed up versus when I'm in fucking slob pants. Next thing is I go for a walk. I used to go to the gym early in the morning, and to be honest, I actually feel like I shocked myself. It was quite a trauma going through all that in the morning. Whereas now I just like to go for a light walk, and I'm lucky. Like, well, I was going to say in my home in Ireland, I'm right by the canals, which is a lovely walk. But really, for wherever you are, there's always going to be a nice walk at a certain point. And for me, it's really nice to just get some clean air into your lungs, get some light on your face. And get your body moving. And in that time, I kind of, again, I think about the day ahead, what I'm curious about, what I'm excited about. And I find that when you put a little bit of thought in terms of what's ahead, you prime yourself to make better decisions, rather than just kind of like bouncing from one thing to the next and that hoping that on the spot you'll be able to sort things out. If we just give ourselves a little bit of time to think about it, I find, certainly for myself, I show up a hell of a lot better. When I do that exercise, I kind of find I come to a completion and I throw in my earphones, and I'm really conscious of the music we listen to and the effect it has on us. I don't know if you ever like really pay close attention to the lyrics you're pumping into your ears, but sometimes they're really toxic. For me, I'm a big fan of like engineering positive playlists. Like I'm thinking, it's a lovely day, and that kind of thing. And it might sound cheesy, but walking down the canals, listening to that positivity in my ear and that lightness and that energy, it puts a big smile on my face. It's like it literally imprints it into me for the day ahead. And I find it anchors me into this incredibly positive state that really, really serves me throughout the day ahead. The next one is, I'm very interested in incantations. Tony Robbins talks about this. They're like affirmations, but they're said with energy and emotion and passion. And I got to work with this incredible mind-body medicine man who essentially the philosophy behind it is that our thoughts and our beliefs imprint themselves on ourselves physically. So to give an example of what his work would look like, he'd lay you down on a kind of like a physio bed, and he'd kind of feel your muscles. And at a certain point, I'd be like, ah! And he'd be like, that's very interesting. Jamie, do you love yourself? And I'd be like, of course I love myself. And he'd be like, push it again. And I'd be like, Jesus. And he'd be like, Jamie, tell me you love yourself. And I'd be like, his name's Jim. I'd be like, Jim, I love myself. And he'd be like, no, say it with more force, more passion. And I'd be like, Jim, I fucking love myself. And he would push it harder than he was before, and the kind of pain would go away. And this is a weird space. I'll be honest, as I sat through it, I was kind of in disbelief. He gave me a book by Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. Really recommend reading it. She maps out all the different areas of your body and all the different kind of pains you'll feel or ailments you'll get depending on certain beliefs. And so anyway, long story short, my practice with him has evolved to this point of these affirmations, where very passionately I will say, I love myself. I love and accept myself. I love and appreciate myself. I love and approve of myself. Life is sweet, and so am I. Every day, in every way, my life is getting better and better. And God bless anybody that might be walking past me. But the exercise is a very interesting one. When I first did it, I felt like such a fool. But as I did it more, it anchored me into a kind of a strength, a power, a good feeling. And I'll be honest, now I'm doing those affirmations as well when the cold shower is coming on in the morning. And I'm also doing it when I feel a little bit out of sorts. And it seems to ground me back into my energy. So anyway, at that point, I come back, I sit down and I get stuck into work. I'm an intermittent faster. I don't really eat breakfast because I just feel, to be honest, I feel like for some reason it doesn't kind of like it de-energizes me. The mornings I have breakfast, I'm sluggish. The mornings I don't, I feel primed. So it just doesn't feel like it serves me. So anyway, at that point I come in, I've kind of mentally gone through things, so I have a kind of quite a clear to-do list of what I'm gonna get stuck into in the day ahead, and I find my days flow so positively, and so I wanted to share that with you. Of course, as I said at the start, some odd ones in there, and some ones that you absolutely will not do, but perhaps there's something that you can take a little bit of inspiration from, and get some really good value from it. My wish always kind of when I share these videos is that I hope you can get as much or more value from what I've shared than I do. So anyway, please do feel free to kind of connect with me and let me know how they serve you, and I'll look forward to sharing again soon. Thank you so much.